Michael Jordan, The Price of Greatness, B1 level listening text, Introduction, The Dark Side of a Legend. Welcome to this audio story. When we think of Michael Jordan, we think of a superhero. We remember his 6 NBA championships, his perfect final shots, and his global fame. But behind the beautiful smile and the golden medals, there was a different Michael Jordan. He was a man driven by a terrifying level of competitiveness. To him, life was not a game, it was a war. Today, we are going to look at the full picture of Michael Jordan, his incredible career, his dangerous obsessions, and his struggle with gambling. This is the story of the price a man paid to become the greatest. Part 1. The obsession with winning. Most athletes want to win, but Michael Jordan needed to win. If he lost a game, he could not sleep. If a teammate did not work as hard as him, Jordan would yell at them, insult them, and sometimes even start physical fights during practice. He created fake enemies in his own mind just to stay motivated. If a rival player smiled at him or said something small in the media, Jordan took it personally. He would spend the entire night planning how to destroy that player on the court the next day. This was not just sportsmanship, it was an obsession. His teammates respected him, but many of them were also afraid of him. Jordan once said, "Winning has a price. Leadership has a price. I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled." Part 2. The 6 championships. This extreme obsession brought historic results. In the 1990s, Jordan and the Chicago Bulls dominated the basketball world. They did something called a three-peat twice, which means winning 3 championships in a row. They won in 1991, 1992, and 1993. Then, after Jordan took a short break to play baseball, they came back and did it again in 1996, 1997, and 1998. 6 times Jordan went to the NBA Finals, and 6 times he won the championship and the Finals MVP award. He never allowed a series to go to a Game 7 in the Finals. When the pressure was the highest, Jordan's dark, competitive energy turned into pure magic. Part 3. The gambling addiction. However, a mind that is obsessed with competition cannot easily turn off when the basketball game ends. Jordan needed to feel the rush of winning everywhere. This need led him to a dangerous habit, gambling. Jordan bet money on everything. He played cards for hours on the team playing for thousands of dollars. He bet on golf matches, sometimes losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a single weekend. He even bet with the stadium security guards on whose luggage would come out first at the airport baggage claim. In 1993, during the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, Jordan was spotted at a casino in Atlantic City at 2:30 a.m. on the night before a big game. The media went crazy. People started asking, is the greatest basketball player in the world a gambling addict? Jordan denied having a problem, saying, "I have a competition problem, not a gambling problem." But the shadow of his addiction followed him everywhere. Part 4. Tragedy and Conspiracies. In the summer of 1993, Michael's father, James Jordan, was tragically murdered by 2 teenagers at a highway rest stop. James was Michael's anchor, the person who understood his crazy competitive mind the best. Because of Michael's heavy gambling debts and connections to shady characters in the betting world, a dark conspiracy theory started in the media. Some people suggested that his father's death was a warning from dangerous gamblers. There was no evidence for this theory, but it broke Michael's heart. Soon after, Jordan announced his first retirement from basketball. Years later, some fans still believe the NBA secretly suspended Jordan for his gambling habits, and the baseball career was just a cover story. Part 5. The Hall of Fame Speech. If you want to understand how deep Jordan's obsessions went, you only need to watch his Hall of Fame speech from 2009. Usually, when athletes enter the Hall of Fame, they thank their families, their coaches, and say nice things about their old rivals. But Jordan used his speech to attack everyone who had ever doubted him. He invited the high school coach who cut him from the team 40 years earlier just to look him in the eye. He attacked the media, his old managers, and rival players. Even in retirement, decades after his last game, Jordan could not forget a single negative comment. He was still fighting his old wars. Conclusion: was it worth it? Michael Jordan's life shows us that greatness is complicated. The same dark passion that made him a gambling addict and a difficult teammate was the exact same passion that made him the greatest basketball player of all time. His story teaches us that true excellence requires an extreme level of dedication, but it often comes with a heavy personal cost. Jordan won the world, but he lived his life in a constant state of anger and competition. He proved that a legend is not a perfect human being, but a person who takes their flaws and their gifts and burns them like fuel to reach the top.